The long simmering tension inside the Jones family has finally erupted. And no turning back this time. Everyone on set was taken aback when Chrissy Lampkin lost it on Mama Jones while the cameras were rolling. What began as a peaceful discussion on family loyalty swiftly turned into one of the most violent altercations ever captured on reality television. In a matter of seconds, the entire room descended into chaos as voices rose and accusations flew. Production-related sources claim Chrissy felt deceived and was certain that Mama Jones had been weakening her connection with Jim surreptitiously for some months. And Chrissy didn't hold back when the truth eventually surfaced. According to insiders, she got up, smashed her glass down, and said things that left everyone dumbfounded. Jim, who attempted to step, couldn't stop the storm. This is when things become even more bizarre. Mama Jones allegedly made a startling phone call following the confrontation that had the potential to ruin everything Chrissy had spent years creating. Even though the video hasn't been shown yet, word is getting out quickly. What actually transpired that day between Chrissy and Mama Jones? And is this the point at which the family is permanently split apart? The night began peacefully, maybe too peacefully. Lights were darkened, cameras were prepared, and production anticipated another casual family meal setting. However, none could have foreseen how quickly things would deteriorate. When Chrissy entered, she was well-groomed, self-assured, and obviously burdened by something she had been suppressing for a while. Already, Mama Jones sitting. She spoke in a nice tone at first, but there was a hint of strain. Only those who have experienced years of family strife would be able to identify. Chrissy took a seat, hardly looking at anyone. The air was dense. You sensed the energy. Change even before a single word was said. Mama Jones has been criticizing Chrissy's decisions, demeanor, and relationship with Jim for years. Chrissy had always made an effort to be courteous, but tonight she appeared to be a lady who had had enough of being polite. What? The dialogue began modestly. Mama Jones mentioned the recent changes, Jim's apparent aloofness, and Chrissy's decreased frequency of visits. You really want to go there? Chrissy said, chuckling briefly. Maybe he's distant because he's tired, she replied, bending forward. Of being in the middle, Mama. That one word, Mama, carried a lot of love and suffering. Mama Jones, obviously agitated, arched an eyebrow. Pardon me, I'm not some stranger. I'm his mother. Don't approach me with such a mindset. Chrissy did not recoil. And the one who has been keeping him down for all these years is me, his lady. However, you never seem to find that sufficient. The table became quiet. The producers behind the cameras ceased their murmuring as well. Shaking her head, Mama Jones leaned back. Do you believe I'm the issue? You still don't have a ring after playing house with my son for more than 10 years. Maybe before you blame me, take a look at yourself. The line struck Chrissy as a smack. Her hands were shaking as she inhaled deeply, trying not to respond. What's humorous, you know? You pull him back to steps each time we move forward. You wish for him to always remain your little child. You do not want him to mature and lead a normal life. Mama Jones became acerbic. I desire happiness for my son, and he would have wed you long ago if he truly wanted you that way. Keep that off of me. It was that. The instant Chrissy lost it, everyone was shocked when she smashed her hand on the table. You're not allowed to discuss my relationship in that manner. He's been under your control for years, yet he's too afraid to tell you to quit. Jim's title came up, at which point Mama Jones lost all composure. You have no right to include my son in this. That boy, I reared. I gave up all for him. Do you really believe that you can enter and pretend to know him better than I do? Chrissy got up. I don't believe I know him any better. I do, since I was present while you weren't. Even though I witnessed him at his worst, I didn't leave. With her chair slapping the floor, Mama Jones also got up. The two women were now face to face. The room resounded with voices. When Jim's cousin attempted to intervene, it was too late. The dispute had become intensely emotional, raw, and personal. Anger that had been suppressed for years began to surface. You've always looked down on me, Chrissy yelled, her eyes welling with tears. Gaze. Mama Jones retaliated, saying, You've treated me like I'm some stranger trying to steal your son. You entered the room attempting to take control. You show no regard for my family or my customs. Chrissy chuckled angrily. Regard? I've never had your regard. You've told people I'm unworthy of him and called me every derogatory name behind my back. But what do you know? He chose me over you. It was a powerful last sentence. Mama Jones's expression briefly froze before becoming chilly. She muttered, almost whispering, "You think you can replace me?" However, the words had weight. With fiery eyes, Chrissy stepped closer and said, "You'll never be his mother. Never. Perhaps it's time you quit pretending to be his wife, even though I don't want to." Everything started with that line. "Jones," Mama gasping. She pushed her chair back and prepared to go. Chrissy wasn't done though. With years of pain leaking out of her voice, she trailed after her. "You talk about devotion, yet you've been attempting to destroy our relationship from the beginning. You run to him and tell him how I'm using him after grinning in my face. You are, after all." Mama Jones shouted. "Do you want the lifestyle, the fame, and the name? Girl, I see right through you." Chrissy yelled back, "I was after him. That is all. However, you might not be able to tolerate that." Crew members attempted to intervene at that time, but both women shoved past them. The yelling gave way to mayhem. A chair toppled, drinks spilt, and the production had to end the scene early. Jim was not even present. He was talking on the phone outside, totally oblivious to the explosion taking on inside. Everything stopped when he entered. Chrissy was shivering and had angry eyes as she stood there. "Mom." Jones's hands were shaking, her cheeks flushed, and she was murmuring to herself. Jim said, in a low, deadly serious tone, as he glanced from one to the other. "What on earth took place here?" Neither woman responded. There was a deep quiet, and the harm was already done. "You deal with your little girlfriend." "I'm done," Mama Jones said, as she grabbed her handbag and stomped out. Chrissy sat back down, trying not to cry. She said, "She hates me." Jim rubbed his temples and moaned, saying, "She's always hated me." But Chrissy didn't believe him when he said, "She doesn't hate you, Chrissy. She just doesn't know how to let go." She gazed at the entrance where Mama Jones had entered, her face shifting from anguish to resolve. "No," she muttered. No one realized at the time that Mama Jones wasn't finished either. She's not going to keep controlling this family anymore. She made a phone call that evening that would cause shockwaves across the whole family. Nobody anticipated the call that would reveal secrets. The fallout started the next morning. Whispers about a huge altercation that took place during filming were already circulating on social media. A little audio snippet had been released by a production employee. A chair scraping the floor and Chrissy's screams were audible. Fans were analyzing every sound in a matter of hours, attempting to ascertain what actually transpired between her and Mama Jones. In the meantime, there was complete silence in Jim's home. Chrissy was perusing while seated at the kitchen counter. She shook her head at her phone. Things took a surprising turn later that day. Mama Jones, who hardly used Instagram unless she had a message to share, made the decision to go live. She was sitting on the couch with a glass of wine, wearing her trademark fur coat. Her tone was strong, but cool. "I'm not one to bring family business to the internet," she started. "But if people want to talk, let's talk. Someone who believes she is in charge of my family has degraded me in front of my face. I raised my son from nothing, gave him everything, and I'll be damned if I let some woman come in and tear us apart." The comment section erupted right away, and fans were split. Some supported Mama Jones, claiming she was merely being protective, while others criticized her for being domineering. One fan wrote, "Respect goes both ways." Another reported that Chrissy had been riding for Jim from the beginning, but Mama Jones wasn't finished. "And let me make this clear," she continued, staring directly into the camera. "You have another one. If you believe you can enter a family and treat the mother disrespectfully, stuff on the way. How long you've been around doesn't matter to me. It's blood, blood." Blogs quickly took notice, with headlines like "Mama Jones warns Chrissy" and "Love and Hip-Hop Family War Gets Messy" flooding every gossip page. Chrissy witnessed it all. The lights on her phone would not go out. Breathing deeply, she slammed it down. She mumbled, "She's doing this on purpose. She wants to portray myself as the antagonist." Jim entered just as Susan was stated. "Did you see the live?" Silently, he asked. Chrissy grinned. "I saw it, yes. The world witnessed it." Jim exhaled. "Chrissy, she is hurt. You two said things that are irrevocable." With a quivering voice, Chrissy turned on him. "No, Jim," she made remarks. "I protected myself. I've been suppressing it for too long." Jim scratched the back of his neck, his expression filled with displeasure. "Visage, I can't do this any longer. It gets worse every time I try to make things better between you two. Chrissy's got a little softer. Jim, then quit trying to fix it. Let her be angry. I'm over being cautious. In order to put her at ease, Mama Jones went one step farther that evening. Insiders claim that she called one of Jim's business associates, who was close to the couple, and began divulging personal information about their relationship, information that was never meant to be shared. I said Chrissy has been in charge of Jim's finances. She is making all the decisions and excluding her family from commercial transactions, according to one insider. Like wildfire, the rumors spread. It wasn't just a family dispute all of a sudden. It was escalating into a major controversy. Chrissy was furious when she learned of it. She said, Jim, she's trying to ruin me. She's dragging me through the mud now. Jim gave her a helpless expression. I'll talk to her. However, Chrissy gave a head shake. No, I'll speak with her directly. The following day, Chrissy was followed by cameras when she arrived at Mama Jones' home. Even before she exited the vehicle, you could sense the tension. She spent some time standing at the door, inhaled deeply, then knocked. With a chilly expression, Mama Jones gently opened the door. You, I see. Chrissy maintained her cool. We must converse. What caused Mama Jones to cross her arms? What you had to say the other night has already been stated. Nevertheless, Chrissy entered. No, I need you to listen to me. Despite rolling her eyes, Mama Jones didn't stop her. The only sound in the dense, quiet air was the ticking of a wall clock. At last, Chrissy spoke in a forceful, although quiet voice. I'm not going to fight. I'm here to let you know that I adore Jim and that I'm sick of being blamed for the breakdown of your relationship with him. Mama Jones sneered. The cause is you. Since you arrived, things haven't been unchanged. He used to give me a daily call, used to frequently stop by. I now have to compete for his interest. Because he has matured, Chrissy's voice cracked a little. He's not that young boy anymore, Mama. You should be pleased that he is starting a life. Mama Jones turned her head. You're not understanding. You have no idea what it's like to be a single parent raising a son, to observe him transform into a man, then have a woman enter and take charge. Chrissy mellowed. You're correct. Although I am not familiar with such suffering, I am aware of what it's like to love someone who is experiencing conflict. Mama Jones remained silent for a while. Pride kept her guard up, but her countenance softened slightly. You should have come to me with respect, not attitude, she continued, as Chrissy moved in closer. Respect is reciprocal. I can't continue to love someone who attempts to harm me repeatedly. Once again, the anxiety was high. Neither wanted to give in, yet neither wanted to acknowledge the extent of the suffering. Mama Jones finally turned aside. Perhaps we simply need room. Chrissy nodded while crying. In case we act. Cameras saw Chrissy wiping her face and mumbling, I'm done fighting for peace, as she left the house. However, a fresh leak appeared on the internet just as things were starting to calm down. Private video from their altercation that evening. This time, there was more than simply shouting. It captured the instant Chrissy leaped forward, nearly striking Mama Jones and knocking a glass off the table. The blogs took off. When the network became alarmed, Mama Jones, she had the upper hand at last. The entire internet was ablaze by the following morning. Every major gossip blog, fan forum, and Twitter feed imaginable had seen the leaked video of Chrissy lunging towards Mama Jones. Hashtag Chrissy vs Mom Jones was a popular hashtag. All over, the blogosphere did not refrain. Chrissy Lampkin goes off on Jim Jones' mother. Violent family feud caught on camera was one headline. Chrissy sat in silence inside her flat as her phone lit up with constant notifications. As she skimmed over the comments, her face was pale and her hands trembled a little. Some strangers called her nasty, toxic, and ungrateful, while others defended her, claiming Mama Jones had pushed her too far, but it made no difference. The harm was already done. It's bad, Jim murmured gently as he entered the room and placed his phone on the counter. They're saying the network's reviewing the footage. Mona is not pleased. Chrissy kept her head down. That's all. Now I am the bad guy. Jim sat next to her. Chrissy, you know how this goes. The truth is unimportant to the internet. All they want is a story. Chrissy broke her voice. But Jim, this is more than a tale. This is our family, your mom. How can we recover from this? Jim didn't respond. He glanced worn out, like a man trapped between two flames that are blazing from both sides. I spoke to my mother. Chrissy's head jumped up when he stated, "She's hurt, but she's milking it. She said she's thinking about doing a tall interview." Jim sighed. "What?" "Yeah," he answered. Chrissy got up and paced the floor. "Some network already reached out. They want her side of the story." "Jim, she understands that she is attempting to ruin me." Jim scratched his temples. "She knows they'll believe her because of what the internet is like. She believes you treated her disrespectfully in public. She won't simply overlook that, you know." Chrissy's rage gave way to exasperation. "I'm over having to make all the repairs. I've made an effort to be more mature. She doesn't want peace, despite my best efforts to respect her. Her goal is power." Later in the evening, the anticipation was terrible on the day of the sit-down. The scene was made to resemble a counseling session. A host is seated between two chairs that face one another in dim lighting. Tom was freezing, but Chrissy came first. "Jones." Mama came a few minutes later, chin raised, avoiding eye contact. The host didn't take long. She said, "Let's begin at the beginning. This place is full of love, but it's also full of grief. Mom, why did Chrissy treat you with such disdain, Jones?" Mama Jones let out a big sigh. "That night wasn't the only one. It has been constructed for years. She doesn't know how to respect boundaries, despite my attempts to love her. She takes it personally. Every time I say something. She approached me that evening as if she had forgotten who I was." Chrissy's jaw tightened, but she said nothing. The presenter faced her. "What do you say, Chrissy?" Chrissy gave Mama Jones a direct glance. "I always remembered who you were. You have always had my regard. Respect, however, does not imply allowing someone to ignore you. You talk about boundaries, yet for years you've been going beyond mine. I adore Jim, but I'm sick of feeling like an outsider." The presenter nodded. "There's a great deal of pain between you two. However, what about the video? What was going on at that precise moment?" Mama Jones got in right away. "What took place was she became enraged, yelled, and nearly struck me." Chrissy cut